Jesus, Lord, Wow. It is another great day. You know, there are some dates that I feel so proud to be a Methodist, and today is one of them. And so this morning, together with my beautiful 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘 hairstyle, what's the same?
Yeah.
Dear friends,
Monday, you are excited to be a Methodist.
Oh, you see,
you have an
what viewers do not see from the studio is that we prep ourselves before we come in.
Oh yes.
And for me personally, when the hymns are being sung like that, and I'm standing there, you know,
you feel it.
Tomoni no confirm this church, please, everybody, when I die, please bury me in my castle, okay? Forever a minister I am. But I want to welcome you this morning to your favorite morning show in the whole of this country. It is called 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘. And so from me, the Reverend Adzika Vincent Agbamanya, and your favorite
Miss Na.
Agbena. Now let's go and encourage ourselves in the words of the scriptures.
So we'll take our scripture reading from Psalm 1, verse 1 to 2. Lala wulo echoniji ekumi keje kukuniji ekumi ke ashi enyono ni kanyo ake ajo me ni bo me fonjin anga utwe ni amekehe eshafe loy ebo ni ameta he foyeli loy atin shimon amemi sho Yehowa mlalehi ni amejon hida shwane kenyon. The English also reads that, "Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night."
Wow, we are almost ending the year and entering into a new month, and I have dubbed the month of March as a month of blessings. Indeed, we are ending the month of February very soon, and I am so excited that we are entering into a new month. And this month of March is actually going to be a month of blessing. Now let's look at what the blessings of March is going to be as we prepare. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. Yes, there is going to be a blessing for the month of March, but there are preconditions, and these conditions are the fact to say, sa enshiraya onyankopon de me or de ma ahotefo enti enshira ne wonu a se boni bi eba o makwam o monye konwa ntena mu na omo nkonko tena afewdifo tena bia na emum nkrofo a wo de o madwene si onyankopon asem so na omo tena nyankopon na aseda Hwere kronkron ne say omo de omo beye te say empodua bi a yedua wo subonten ho. I pray that today and throughout the week, and as we prepare for March, you will be like a tree planted by the riverside.
Amen.
In conclusion, I pray with you, any sin that breaks you down, that will not allow you to enjoy the new month we are preparing for, God heal you from that.
Amen.
May you be a blessed in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Now, what are you going to set as your agenda for the day?
Okay. So when we talk about journalism, we talk about agenda setting, we talk about things that would I say encourage others, and then also for people to know what is happening in the course of wherever you are, or to inform us, they entertain us, you educate us and all that. But these 4 radio stations have been shut down by NCA because of some utterances presenters / guests had to say on the show. So this is what the NCA is saying. They have given us some guidelines. So we have to adhere to the guidelines. Either than that, your station will be shut down. So we'll bring you details of that. Now, 2 million Ghanaians are facing or will face acute food and nutrition shortages across the country. And we'll talk to an expert who would explain all the English for us. Because when we talk about acute, someone ask, then we talk about food and nutrition and all that. So we'll have an expert to speak to us on that. Then again, ECOWAS has taken a U-turn to sanction the 3 countries. This time around, it has taken a 10. We'll bring you the details of that 10 it has taken and what it has put across for these 3 countries to go through so that they can be added back to
all right. Yeah. So that is the agenda setting by your favorite Miss Na. As to what happened in Abuja, we are going to tell you with many others when we come into your usual internet roundings and also from the newspapers. When we are done, remember we'll have our discussants sit here with us and go into the details of it. Remember also say so wait me for phone now afre na and someone you shegu and also so wait me any the home come me patch so fra I am our volume number from listen to yourself in your phone rather than
on the television.
All right, so beyond that we are going to have your favorite
question for the day.
Oh, you want to go to question for the day now?
So our question for the day today. Also, how has your experience with NHIS been like?
Well,
because you're a doctor, maybe you have not been able to use it, but for some of us, we have. You've been using it.
I've been using it.
You have been using it?
Yes, I've been using it all my children.
How about your family?
Well, we will see. We'll see what it is.
Tell us how your experience is.
And they are free. National Health Insurance card, no. Who will be? The Adzika. So who will be? Who use?
When was the last time you renewed it?
Okay.
And if you have renewed it, how often do you use it?
Okay.
Because without renewal, when you get to the hospital, it will be null and void. Yes. So you have to renew it first. So tell us your experience about it. When you renew it, how long it takes for it to start working? Because some have advocated that it takes about a month to start working after the date of renewal. So if you wait until the day it runs out of that date, then it means that you have to wait for an extra 1 month. So you have to renew it a month before the year ends. All right.
So the good news is that this morning in our studios we'll have an official of the National Health Insurance Scheme with us, a board member who is also a practicing medical doctor, to have us go into the details of what the National Health Insurance is at all. Inti na ebedi nkomo o doctor ni bi beba ha na afi yatena ase ni ahwe National Health Insurance card na wo de call hospital ekoje ayarehwe no senate ekra. And so today it's so packed for us, but there have been some gallant protectors of the show. They are called our sponsors.
Yes, so the first sponsor I want to say thank you to this morning is, of course, 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Insurance. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Insurance has a lot of insurance policies. One is the contractors or risk policy, marine insurance, bonds, public liability insurance policy, the home protection policy, personal accident policy, the workman's compensation, and of course the motor insurance. Why not insure with 𝗟𝗏𝗘 when you have all these packages? And of course the amount is that affordable. So insure yourself, insure your loved one. Call 0242 439 488 or 0302 763 065.
All right, and to the Methodist University, we want to continually hit on the fact that we are an autonomous university right now. It is a college, you know, and that is to be. Now, if you want to enter into any of the first degree programs, the second degree programs, and even a terminal degree, remember that we are still serving all our intended students. The admission for February is not over yet. Please go to our website, print a form, fill a form, and if you are Methodist, remember that you can get a form for free. The presiding bishop scholarship is also there for you. But we are Methodist near utia school fees pay na 10% here. Tia free so near Sunday amount. It's a faculty. Go and spend it yourself.
Now, KFK Foods, this morning, because of your health, I want to recommend this for you. Go into KFK, be the Tema or the Accra branch, grab a food for yourself. So all kinds of English breakfast this morning, pastries, shawarma, local dishes, fufu, banku, plantain, yam, and of course some drinks as well. Locate them in Tema Community 25 Annex, or in Accra, the ground floor of the 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Towers, or you can call them on 0244 637 647.
All right, so multi-credit, the loans people are still here with us. They have not left us. Indeed, since the beginning of this program, they are telling you that you can pick up a loan with them. If you also want to save money with multi-credit, you can do so. Remember, when you save with multi-credit, you are given some amount that you can call and add up to whatever. Remember that for all our friends who are struggling to pay their fees, say usika sa multi-credit to her usika na omabwa na fe business aye no akoso kama.
𝗟𝗏𝗃 natural spices. All herbs and spices have their own health properties, and so why not get a beef or chicken spice, a fish spice, curry and nutmeg, ginger garlic powder, jollof rice seasoning, noodles and spaghetti, 𝗟𝗏𝗃 stew mix, 𝗟𝗏𝗃 soup mix, no MSG, no preservatives, no salt at all, and you can get it in its natural state. Call 0555 603 143. Again, MIPL.
Yes, Methodist Investments and Properties Limited. Hey, Oshe eye atadia mashane kama yi. Utumu se mishe bibi wu inside ana mabo bibi also. Asofo ntade ayehye. Now MIPL ombetimi aboa ama wanya sa asofo ntade fefefe nyina bi ahye. Now remember so say bia ulitaji book baby eda oba ombeboa for all your paraphernalias and all Methodist artifacts oba MIPL betimi aboa ma wonsanka bi so MIPL, they are still the Methodist center for all your artifacts and all your gifts.
Don't forget, you can also get a wedding gown from them. If you want to order a gown, come, they'll sew it for you. Yes.
They sew gowns?
Oh, yes.
Hey.
African wears. In fact, everything that you wear.
Really?
And your castle paint, we are not serving only the reverend ministers. We are also serving the ordinary, even the lay. Yes. And our face, so customized kente ewo honum. Okay. So MIPL ginger juice and ginger powder and also ewo. It comes in its raw state. And MIPL mother and no church clothing and sa connection to mana uhuni na upebiatoa. This is the only way or the only place you can get it. Call 0242 122 787.
All right, when we come back, you know what we do best. Now we'll take us through the stories and now we'll attempt some interpretation into the Twi language. We are going to 𝗟𝗏𝗘.
KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporates and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244 637647 or WhatsApp us on 050 33 KFK Foods, you deserve it.
Sana yenima, sese idie, sankofa natural spices adarumanti. Jabehu, ne senti, yamfa ya pomudi ni agobio. Ghana fu ni age. Efri say, ya your local spices. Na ya frafra dia ya sankofa natural spice. And what dance die ni die? Draw su bebre. Tie. Dia fufu kafa sankofa natural spices.
As a busy career woman, I save so much time now. Me pick garlic. When Tiani ade ewa asenkamutio, sankofa natural spices at some super. Na me de gumi jollof mu. Ne me still ahuduma. Emane dance.
Stanley, the barbecue they go on. And with sankofa natural spices, I'm started at one time. And my name is dead.
Rekese, was sankofa natural spices modida. Me de yemi soups na. Me customers into me huja. Eti debia na me choba higher.
Na fufro cry ye dia beka ho. Sankofa natural spices. Didi.
This is 𝗟𝗏𝗘. He's a good guy, but cannot stay away from unnecessary attention and flex. Yes! He received this brand new car from a relative abroad to work with, but decides to wait for a while before registering it. So now, with this uninsured vehicle and a DV plate, he flexes in every corner of the city. Hey. Don't be like 𝗟𝗏𝗘. Insure your unregistered vehicle with a chassis number with 𝗟𝗏𝗘 motor policy and stay covered. You can also take other policies such as personal accident insurance, fire and flood, money insurance, contractors all risk, and others. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Insurance. If it must be done, it must be done well.
A faith-based television company is looking for sales and marketing executives who have the ability to prepare sales proposals, must have good customer relation skills and excellent interpersonal skills, must have good understanding of advertising, must be computer literate, must not be intimidated in working outside sales, must be self-motivated and self-starters, must have good communication skills, both written and verbal. Being a Methodist and previous sales experience in television or radio will be an added advantage. All applicants must have a university degree or relevant qualification in sales and marketing. Interested applicants should email their CVs to wesleytvofficial@gmail.com or deliver to the front desk of WTV offices at the following locations. In Accra, locate us at the Grant House adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral in Adabraka. In Kumasi, KO, in Rome, Ashtown, or any of the diocesan offices of the Methodist Church Ghana. For further enquiries, contact 059 311 0733 or 0244 724087.
Therefore, ade ache bio. Ye call ye na so ye koda ye rade adomunti. Ye nyina ya sorry. Emofra ko mu suku. Ejumafo so ko omunyuma so. Se wo son da yo. Se wan son da yo. Ye ka kire sorry na shere. Sorry na shere jumedie ya no pabosu jumedie bi a ye de bre yen se de be ya ye betimi enyini ewo hunhu na yenyi wo hunamu na mpo etimi enyini ewo adwene mu se de be ya ye nyina betimi akyekere oman na ya kyekere asafo na afi kra yetimi akyekere busua
ye behwe nsem a ekoso wo oman Ghana mu eni wiase afa na nyina ye
befa nsem yi afi ko wankrata mu ene abefo internet so
anape bia ye nsem a ema enidaso eni insatwaye ebebre ye de onyankopon asem bebre na ya hweso e de aboye bra afa kan ye hu anape bia na ye mfa enije nsem embre
enunti afa kan ye ho
Anita Quarcoo
any Reverend Adzika Vincent Agdomena ewo Wesleyan TV so afa obetimi ahwe won WTV Ghana ewo Facebook so na afa Wesleyan TV Ghana ewo YouTube so sorry na sharing
wake up to a purposeful day
Jumadie aboafo bi te se
_insurance multi-credit savings and loans
ana Methodist University Ghana ana aso yasen
Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Monday edition of 𝗟𝗓𝗏. We are live on WTV on Facebook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so you miss out on any information. But we are seated, and this time, you know, when we sit in the mornings like this, it's all about bringing you the stories from the internet. As we went to spend weekend, we've had 2 days out. And so there are a lot of stories that have made headway on the internet and, of course, on the newspaper headlines. We'll bring you all the details. But as we have seated, myself and Reverend will bring you all the details of the story. He'll do it in Twi and I'll do it in English, the usual way. Okay, so we'll move to our very first story. Also, you have something to say to us?
Oh, who am I?
Have you miss us?
When Miss Na is on her seat and directing affairs, I can only but watch the. All right, so let's as you said, let's go into the first one. So the first one, as rightly given to us by the Oga Kpata behind the scene, aka producer, is 4 radio stations in Boko shut down over role in fueling conflict. Now let's go to Boko straight away.
Okay, so we'll take you to the Upper East region, and the National Communications Authority has shut down 4 radio stations in Boko. The affected media outlets are the Boko FM, Source FM, Zara FM, and Guma FM. Explaining the actions in a statement issued on Saturday, February 24, 2024, the authority said that the move was necessitated upon recommendation and advice of the Upper East Regional Security Council and the National Security Ministry. The operation of the said FM stations and the incendiary utterances of their panelists and presenters have contributed to the escalation of the Boko conflict, leading to the loss of lives and property in Boko and its environs. The portion of the statement read, now the NCA promised to liaise with all relevant stakeholders to execute its mandates as set out by law, adding that stakeholders should adhere to the tenets and regulations governing the communication industry.
All right, the National Communication Authority, you can tia say NCA and say almost say matam sekan ene paso edru Boko na radio stations we are din Boko FM, Source FM, Zara FM, and Guma FM no almost say omunya edwuma kro homa etimi na muwie mu ma ensam koso no yetwa mu se wo muntumi nya edwuma adenti ana akoba ne sa say yesi mente me ho ase a esi Boko a ana no okwabrane efa atu kire ni nua so epoma yeja mu a ne emu se na okwabrane dafo mu woso ne ho enua ne onua yonko no yonko ana yehunu se eye stations bi so ehye kira omo de omo ka jegum omo hwie jegum sa enti NCA se sa na mo be ye dia radio station yemfa nkontokwa enti yakachiro mo se sa radio stations nan ya ebubu din obia nyai n'adwuma na NCA so ede ose ayoyo a omo twetwa omo fidie mo twetwa omo so they are not going to operate now. All right, so in between the time na yesako number 2, nearly 2 million Ghanaians face acute food and nutrition insecurity. So let's go to the agri sector and let's see what is there for us as well.
So, about 1.96 million Ghanaians are facing acute food and nutrition insecurity. The latest food security update by the World Bank has revealed. This represents 6.1% of the total population facing acute food and insecurity in West and Central Africa. Ghana is thus ranked 9th in the region with the highest population facing acute food and nutrition insecurity. According to recent estimates by the 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗘, approximately 34.7 million people, that is 7.8% of the total population in West and Central Africa, are facing acute food and nutrition insecurity as of November 2023. The breakdown of the 10 most affected countries according to the share of population shows that Sierra Leone is first with 15.2%, representing 1.17 million. Chad is second with 12.1%, representing 2.06 million people, and Cameroon third with 10.6%, representing 2.96 million. Burkina Faso came fourth with 99.9%, that is 2.28 million, whilst Nigeria 8.9%, which is 18.47 million. Niger is 8.9%, that is 2.3 million. Mauritania is 6.3%, representing 171,494, and Togo 6.2%, that is 377,920, and came 5th, 7th, and 8th respectively.
Asem de enye asempa eye ewiase nyina bank baatan sikakrabia baatan a ye kan wo brofo mu se World Bank ono na waye nhwehwemu bi a ode aba betudwa ana wo ka se Ghana fo timamufo sesei yeduane a yedi ene enuane nuru a ewo eduane mu no akwa atwe kakra ti Ghana fo efa na bebre na enya eduane a enuane nuru papa ewo mu enti na eye World Bank nhihye yi omaye eye susudua bi a omode kire eye Africa nkuru no wona omakosa ahohiahia ne ese Ghana yetoso nkono enti na oye nhwehwemu na ebeye 6% de ai onyina ye Ghana fo no eye eduane ana se eduane nuru a ewo eduane mu no eho aye den ama eye sa ye nuanu eye Ghana fo ipa enti na World Bank ka enye ade papa izanze nyina nim se eduane ne eduane nuru eno na udi na ema hoden a etima apomuden papa na se we nya sa anuoma we nyina enti na eye kokobo ana ye bo ne ye behwe se ibibie ekwan na agriculture fo bi omunimu de ete asemi ase bibi so mode enti a akoba ne se planting for food and jobs nyina bi aba na so be sin ne no the World Bank can fire huni, but we will have a fuller rendition of what these matrices are from an expert who can explain to us what these indices represent. Tia kobano sadia na yenko eye ora ken ufuriata eye yibo ora yin run fee but the bebo a pen or kakra Furiata secures new position in government, and what this position is, it is only Miss now who can tell us. What is this position?
Okay, so President 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝗘 has appointed Ken Ofori-Atta as a senior presidential advisor and special envoy for international finance and private sector investments. This comes after he was replaced by Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam as the finance minister. Details of the appointment were disclosed in a letter dated February 15, 2024 from the office of the president and signed by the chief of staff, 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗓. The new position is seen by market watchers as a promotion since he will advise President 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗍𝗲 on matters of international finance and private sector investment. So the transition comes after Mr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗍𝗲 served as finance minister for 7 years, navigating critical economic periods marked by both ambitious goals and challenging realities. Prior to his ministerial role, he co-founded Databank, a prominent Ghanaian financial service company, and held numerous board positions across diverse industries. In this new office, Mr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗍𝗲 is expected to leverage his extensive experience to network and attract international investments and bolster private sector participation in Ghana's development.
Eye ye mami 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 oye chief of staff. Ono na krata bi aba betudwa ne nsa hyase a broni beka se wa sign no kama na krata yi emu nsem ene dien na nsen na omampanin Akufo-Addo osesa eye na soafo ni mu kakra na osesa ye no yewura 𝗟𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 na oye aban soafo a wo hwe Ghana sika so ono oka se o ene omfa ni nyuma nto ho na obi foforo emedi nade na ebi keka se oh president we yi ni nuanedi we dey pressure from above and within and without. Na so krata ya babeto dwa kire say ye papa adedankwa Akufo-Addo His Excellency wama owura 𝗟𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 ye dibrefo for say okọ eye omampanin na so eye a eye owura 𝗟𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 oye aban pani a obetu eye yewura Akufo-Addo fo efa sikasam ho enti na kire say obi ka say we dey ebem say promotion pa ya bona baso nemu nyese ye hwan ni dibre na efi nensem na said na miss na kenkan no owura 𝗟𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 ye opani bi wonim de ewo sika ho eni sika entotoye ho se ye beko adwama nso na yakobo besia na ye de abehye adwuma bi mu de papa yi wo ya ade papa enti na ye keka ye Databank ebo no ho modern ewo Ghana ha no ye papa odi tinteman pa kofa baefo no oka ho enti na ye DC ha ne kire se we enye se ya hwan ni dibre so na emum basobode ana ye de ama owura 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗍𝗲. Yes. Now so to the Guinness World Records tell us what has happened to our sister Efia Asantewaa. We were part of the people who promoted this whole sing-a-thon
from the sing-a-thon to the cook-a-thon, and
we gave it a premium, but yanshe dante asamode. So tell us.
Obi na so bisa say enti sesia no omo ache and some release on no result. Na che say ni ache ni na no. Because ideally we say 5 working days. Na 5 working days cook-a-thon we ye ache. Enti no so ko see saying.
Well, for me my amazement is the fact that people are just happy because she didn't win.
Why should we be happy about someone?
Well, so that is what we are all asking ourselves. Say, I don't know, I'm fine to be any. I know it didn't work again, and everybody is happy. What if she had won and Ghana is placed again on the world map, and we are all happy? Remember, all year sing-a-thon, people were selling food around. Television stations were picking the feed, and all of us were making money in one way or the other. Now, so me said, "Timamufo, the year kosra ne yeah."
We have to bring the percent down.
Well, but whatever it is, let's go straight to the Guinness Book of Record.
Okay, into the Guinness World Record says Ghana's 𝗟𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 failed to break the longest singing marathon she attempted in December 2023. The GWR said in a statement on X, adding that despite the setback, they hope she makes another attempt. So 𝗟𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗍𝗲 in December 2023 took on the challenge to beat the existing record which stands at 105 hours, set in 2012.
Now, Ben said, no one, to the fire court, the next story, say, Prophet extends generosity to distressed musician. I think this is a story of an interest.
Yes.
𝗟𝗜�10 a story.
So the General Overseer of Accra-based Spirit Life Revival Ministries, Prophet 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘 has extended a massive hand of assistance to deprived ace singer 𝗟𝗚𝗚𝗘. The veteran gospel musician became a topic on social media after he was spotted selling copies of his music on pen drives last week to make ends meet. According to him, life has become unbearable, hence the decision to market his own music on the streets to fend himself. But starting today, Mr. 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘 will have a new feel of life following the gesture done him by Prophet 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘. So at the service on Sunday, the benevolent preacher first promised to enroll all of 𝗟𝗟𝗩𝗘's children on his scholarship scheme till they exit the university. Brand new cars, so monthly allowance.
Producer, I know about nyumba kona ashefua woman shedankai ye papa 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘. For those of us who were in the Krifi fraternity, especially Yebiwi St. Peter's Niako University, no, he was one of the people Omani Muso era edi 𝗟𝗟𝗩𝗘 na otonyo mo bonsenku na nsenku ibonebo no wotwe no wokọ no wotwe no wokọ no na ye ka nansen wakọhwe ehia mu pa isane se de nipa bedi ayedene de nkwala ebedi ayedene de nkwala behye ayedene ntina ne nwumo dada ni bi na ode egu pen drive so a what gina kwa ho eton na nansen ye ne interview no no ka se de nyame nipa ahokyera ba nanso your brother bako man of God Prophet 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘 ano wafre pepe yi aba so we said da bi ye nyina ye nyame adwuma ye ntimi nhwe wo sa when a man of God is disgraced the entire gospel is disgraced inti wenim guase yesu enim guase inti wafre pepe yi ana wama ni sika kakra wama no ka foforo kakra ana waka kire ne se ne pap ne manyina besi enne no odomo ebeko school odomo to scholarship so Prophet 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘, thank you very much on behalf of our friend, our father edi 𝗟𝗟𝗩𝗘. Now we are going into the graphics one, but we have a visitor, meboa. All right.
Rachel, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
What is happening on the newspaper headlines today?
So, on the newspaper headline today, the Monday of February 26th, 2024, we are starting with a daily graphic. They say truth and accuracy every day. On their banner headline, it reads 2024 presidential election. Who partners Dr. Bawumia, and we have a picture of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh and Dr. Yao Osei Educhum right there. I'll keep my promises, says Mahama. Agogohene pleads for Salt FM. NCA closes 4 stations in Bokum.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we have the Ghanaian Times here. The Ghanaian Times here. Partner state to tackle socio-economic problems. President tax Christianity to do so, and that is the Ghanaian Times with that. He also has the picture of Nana Ekuoku-Sarpong, and he is appealing to the communication minister and NCA to reopen Salt FM. He also has here NDC to establish 50 million fintech growth fund to support digital economy, and this is what ex-president, of course, Mahama is saying. So these are happenings from the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
Our next paper is Daily Guide, and it reads Akufo-Addo names caretaker ministers, suspend sanctions against Guinea, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, says Tinubu. Ofori-Atta appointed senior presidential advisor, and Sami Awuku declares war on illegal lotto.
So the Chronicle newspaper says that I stand for a united Ghana, says 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎 as he officially takes over from 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎, and Nkrumah's vision for Ghana. Africa must be revisited. Amabua, and my 24-hour economy will expand economy. That's from ex-President Mahama, and Chronicle buries dedicated staff. That's a sad one there.
So, with a new crusading guide, lawyer sues Chief Justice for unlawfully suspending his license. Bawumia appoints Dr. Prince Ama to chair Education Manifesto Committee. Magdan advocates global consortium on SALT to enhance best practices.
We'll take a look at the Daily Dispatch. It says, no one forced me out of Majority Leader 𝗟𝗡𝗙 Samuel on why he joined Bawumia's team. IGP Ekufu Dampari has been exceptional. Ahmadiyya Muslim mission ahead. And more women in Ghana decide how earnings must be expanded. That's from a survey.
So the Finder is next, and addressing drivers of conflict. KAIPTC expands in Ghana and Africa to tackle emerging threats. Ghana mourns as Apostle Dr. Ntumi is laid to rest, and the story can be found on page 13 of the new Finder.
All right, and from me here, the Ghanaian Observer. Truth stands observing Ghanaian in truth. Yes, so I was not forced to resign, or 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎 said so, and it has the story fully rendered in pages 9 and 10. It also has a new majority leader promotes bipartisanship. It also has the picture of the president of the nation, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with his rather nice spectacles. Ghanaians' commitment to materialism, diplomatic relations solid. Akufo-Addo says so. And for the last, VP Bawumia comments Ahmadiyya Muslim mission. That is from the front page of the Ghanaian Observer.
So the next is the Custodian, and they say fearless, fair, and reliable. 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎 leads Parliament, and we have a very nice picture of 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎 with nice smiles. Akufo-Addo appoints caretaker ministers. Ghana has cleanest fuel in West Africa, says NPA boss. Works and Housing Ministry appoints Buahine as spokesperson.
The Supreme newspaper, 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎 thanks all. The story starts on the front page and ends on page 3 of the paper. Lawyer chases Chief Justice for unlawfully revoking his license. The story is also on page 3. And Ghana has the cleanest fuel in the sub-region. That's from the NPA boss. And Opoku Prempeh bags SMRP International Leadership Award in Trinidad. And British High Commissioner engages Bono regional officials to explore economic potentials.
The anchor, they say, revealing the truth, and 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗎 forcing make history as youngest leaders in Ghana's parliament. Tema General Hospital records 179 dead on arrival cases in 2023. Zoom Lion graphic launch cleanest region campaign. And finally, Benso SHS celebrates 30th anniversary.
All right, so without fear or favor, so says the Daily Analyst. It has here Boko conflict. NCA shuts down 4 radio stations over inflammatory remarks. He also has here the picture of our friend Kennedy Japan, and he's saying, I have no interest in vice position. This is what Ken Japan is saying. GJA inaugurates 75th anniversary planning committee, and he also has the picture of Mahama here. NDC committed to peace. This is from the Daily Analyst.
Republic Press, and they say serving the Republic. Amidu mad at NDC NPP over Mahama Airbus jobs. Akufo-Addo receives letters of credence of 6 envoys. And finally, ECOWAS makes U-turn, left sanctions on Niger.
Now, for our final newspaper, there's a graphic sports. It says, Omari forcing new kid on the block, and Black Queens targets Zambia upset. Stories on page 4 of the paper. Page 4 again says that Ghana's Olympic hopefuls eye qualification at African Games.
All right, so this is where we'll end this now. Thank you so much, Rachel. That was awesome. Awesome.
You.
90 over 100.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. You try your one, but you betna se na ya openi bi adwenkyere. Kai say aha na wo so betimi afre na nsamo ayedi atudwa no wetimi aka ho bi. We'll be back soon.
Meye mi fie Christian fie Mema mi kun aye Christiani na me mofra aye Christian fo Mema mi fie aye Christian fie Ban papam aye dwumadi a ekoso ewo WTV so Ekasa afa ekwan a ye tete ye mofra Ekwan a yebefa so ama ya ware ayefe ne ya ware edimu efie entete anase fie siesie ene efie nkomodie mu nso yenya entonten into me to sa frɛw sɛ hwɛ WTV na ne mapa bebre ewo WTV so enwumpa enkomodie papa ene mapa ebeboa me ne omienu ene ye fie koso ara na hwɛ WTV.
Yen in church, Jumedia Sronqua, Methodist, Yasha at the Airbreb, church, so you best see a dear, Afa, the Nim Efanyan Copon, yes, to Christo, home, Concron, and a sunny to your Gidiamo Anamo, a bepens and pens, a Gidiano Fappem, Yen church, you be pisa, you best see a neighbor. Kayawe, na yen see a the hour yen church, so yen church, Yama Gidiano at the hope pepe.
Nyansa ashese on Nyamishu. Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them. Matthew chapter 19 verse 14. Oh yes, let the little children join hands with WTV every Sunday for a special children's service with the Methodist Church Ghana at 10 a.m. with a repeat at 2 p.m. on WTV and Facebook. Nyasa ashese on Nyamishu. Wesleyan Television, reaching out to the world.
Okay, so welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us again. But we're having some chit-chats in the studio. Don't mind us. We are back again. But I want to introduce the three of us here as journalists. Osofo won't like that, but I will still say it. Osofo, how are you doing?
I am not a journalist.
Okay, raise your hand and let's
the gospel.
/ journalist. But we'll be joined by Gabriel Ni Otu Ankra, who is a PR practitioner and a journalist. So the three of us are here. Today is going to be real scrutiny.
Nah, don't try and find a job for me. I'm not looking for a job.
You see, this time, whether you want to take yourself out or not, you are part of us.
I am dead for Christ.
Interesting.
All right, my brother, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How was your weekend?
Long as usual.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that.
Okay.
Funerals.
Which society are you attached to?
Bethel, West Adenta.
Oh, okay.
In the Adenta circuit. Yes, Northern Accra. Okay. We had a training for liturgies and Bible readers and all that. Plus AGM, funerals, and you know now.
All right, so you're welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Producer benevolently has given us 6 issues to discuss and to pick up your views. For the first one, I want to look at 4 radio stations in Boko that has been shut down because of their rather inflammatory statements. Ameke petrol wolami lanchomu na mushie What's your take on that?
Yes, the Boko situation is quite an unfortunate one. Lives been lost, people having to flee their homes, and livelihoods lost and all that. What we are picking is that some of these media houses that have been shut down intend to appeal the shutdown. They want to go to NMC, National Media Commission, because they check content. Their concern is the fact that they were not engaged to find out that these panelists or these programs that you hear, did they really make these comments or not? So that is their anger. But be it as it may.
That's right.
None ya no it's J ni wo fen wo me sure wo he won me many boy me oblan type because I mean I lively no chumo be companies ni ha me no chumo e me fence and angam of and this has national security implications. Moko eche the conflict has dragged over. It traces back to 1957, way back.
It's a long one.
And it keeps recurring because of land rights and other chieftaincy. So governments over the period have attempted. They have tried peacekeeping missions. They have tried the law court.
Is it the fact that some rich people could be behind these radio stations?
There are always
it is alleged.
There are always influences there. Yes, definitely. Somebody is making. Anytime there's a problem, you ask who is benefiting from the problem. So on per se the air no, and there may be say, is it lawful? The NCA directive. And I'm not so if it is lawful, why not? But the NCA has quoted, and the law that empowers them, the Electronic Communication Act that was passed, that anything that is not in the interest of the public, we've had this one Rwanda beer experiences. The radio is supposed to be used as a tool for it should have been tool for reconciliation and reconstruction. But inflame passions, nothing nobody.
Is it an issue of agenda setting? Because every station has its own agenda. Every station has its own focus.
Yes.
Is it one of it?
It is because the ownership itself always drives the agenda. The programming of the place and the ethical decisions and choices that are made can affect the
so based on the ethical ramification of NCA, where you are down, you are just down, we won't let you up.
I'm a fair investigations. They conducted investigations, and I'm sure they have evidence that suggests even on ordinary programs, and I'm praying I can be an face or money. Once you are dealing with passions and sensibilities of human beings, but that place is a volatile space. So professionalism comes in. Professionalism. Media practice has standards. Quickly.
What drop it? Produce about
drop it because none of so over there, that is not the setting about entertain. So I support it 100%. One town boku DSC wohono etucha.
Is the NCA waiting for such incidents to happen before they wake up? Wait, before you get your license, before you get your frequency, before you get that space to be on air, both radio and TV or online. there's a criteria that you follow.
Sure.
Is it that the NCA doesn't look at these criteria? We are just looking at taking the money from these people, getting them the airspace, and then boom, they are good to go. And then we wait for them to go contrary to what the law states before we decide to wake up.
So with the NCA, I'm sure the law that established them, give them the mandate, what they are supposed to do and what they are supposed to look at. Some of these things, will be documentary. Once no producing abakwe o setting oyene aba approve lawyer. That is how come West Africa for media many Professor Karikarini at a point in time they have to be sieving the airspace and see those comments are not palatable or are not radio or media friendly. It was not there. Recently, I'm a major station in Ajomo, in any Abayeno, in any, but as at the time they were applying, I'm coming to do this. So in the process of the production of the program, or like you mentioned, agenda, then they come in. Then you need to strike. Then you need to strike.
So let's move to agriculture now, and World Bank is telling us something very alarming. Nearly 2 million Ghanaians face acute food and nutrition insecurity.
Yeah.
That's what World Bank is. What's your take on that as well?
So, what we are talking about has, I wouldn't say it's a new thing. Every now and then there have been this alarm bell pressed. Okay, food insecurity. So, food security, what is it? Because the World Bank itself has defined what food security is. At its food forum, I think somewhere 1999 said that where at all times, all people have economic and physical access to food. That is able to meet then I mean quota, my bluff one, okay, befebe, kenine. Bomo de sabalo obana no kuno ye ni omo ye bu no ya wo ke homo onko dakom obenye bibi
chinko he come chelo
info yele
bi an ko menye ke obuyo na
5 cities.
All right, so let me go to Kumasi right now. I have a gentleman who is also a colleague minister, but right now I want to address him in his academic portfolio. Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗡. He is a lecturer at the Agric and Extension Development Communication. Also, the world. Also, please unmute your Zoom. Can you hear me now?
I remember him.
Reverend Jekum. All right, so we are working on your lines very well, and we'll get back to you, please. Yes.
Yeah, so Nambi, she was asking when last I bought cake.
Reverend also likes singing, but because of Lent, I said to say our
Exactly.
Lent
So many factors go into this food security. There are so many dimensions. Prices of food is one of them. Prices of food, no, but whether you're able to get it or not is another. There are policies that guide the food industry. There are. You look at the supply chain. You look at the supply chain. You look at storage. You look at temperature and all those things. Production itself? Are we able to produce enough? Are we using modern technology, farming technology? All this goes for a way to more or less guarantee.
Or manpower.
Exactly. You know, it goes to guarantee okay, you be safe or not. In our country, for instance, the regions that are insecure when it gets to food is unfortunately, I think Upper East is the highest, and then you come to northern region and then northeast, then the savannah. What is it that it tells you that farming technology should be looked at? What is the storage?
Meanwhile, they are engaged in farming. Farming is like the apogee of what they do there.
And it's long overdue.
So we need to find out, is it now look at also consumption pattern. You look at the type of food that they are producing. Is it giving them the nutritional, the dietary needs that people need?
So let's go back to Reverend Ejiokum, this time Dr. Ejiokum, to actually give us what is the parameter of this whole food insecurity thing. Also for Dokota, good morning again.
Good morning. Once again, and thanks for having me on the program. So when we talk about food security as the World Bank measures it, then there are 4 indicators or 4 parameters that it's looking at. First of all, we look at food availability. In food availability, we want to see if there is a physical presence of food in the market. Then we also look at food access. In food access, we are looking at the ability to obtain food. And we know that other factors such as your income, or if you are employed, you'll be able to have access to food. We also look at food utilization. That is the ability to use food. In that ability, we are also looking at your knowledge or your skill to prepare food safely. Then finally, we look at food stability, where we are talking about the consistency with which you are able to acquire food. So as the World Bank measures it, then all these 4 indicators are being looked at in order to measure the food security status of a country. And per what I've read online, it looks like we are highly food insecure, which is a very serious situation for us.
All right. Also, before you move on, so that is the parameter for the World Bank. What about we in Ghana here? What are we looking at? Because it appears that the last time when we spoke, especially on planting for food and jobs, we mentioned that food is on the farm, but we are not able to transport it into the market where people can have access to it. How do we as Timamufo, Ghana, for how do we measure food insecurity? Because we see food around anyway.
Yeah, we see food around, although, but the World Bank standard is what everybody is using now. So practically there is food in our farms. We know that when we go to anybody's farm, you can get the food. It's available, it's physically available for anyone to buy. But then the problem comes with the access, utilization, and then the stability.
All right.
Because the food is there, but maybe you don't have the money to buy.
Okay.
So you'll be food insecure.
Okay. That makes sense then. So accessibility and how to be able to also sustain the ecosystem or the chain, so that I don't know the way for mu ho kwa bi kura pro but said the yensabe can be na ebe bankran e bia ebe ko kejetia na ba malata ne nya bi aton. Now also for one other alarming thing is that as I say ye reti na Ghana ye da 9th ton say we are insecure. How does this indices inform policy?
Okay, so the measurement or the placement we've been put now shows that we are severely food insecure, meaning that when you calculate the index for availability, access, utilization, and stability, your situation in there, so it means that the planting for food and jobs that we have currently as a policy in Ghana needs to be strengthened, because the food is available. So now how do we get it to the market for people to be able to buy? How do we ensure that people have the requisite knowledge about preparing their food safely? Because definitely everybody is preparing food, but sometimes we know that when you go to the market, the kind of food you buy, you can say about that. You just have to force yourself to eat it like that. Yeah. That's the situation you find yourself. Then finally, the situation of not getting food to eat every day is also there, because sometimes you can get food to eat. Even on campus, students do 0-1-0. In the morning, they won't eat. In the afternoon, they will eat. Then in the evening, they skip it. Then they come the following day. So the food insecure situation is practically everywhere. But policy must make sure that the food that is in the market is brought to everybody to be able to buy. That will help us.
Right. Also, for lastly, you are an expert in communicating agricultural issues. I want you to communicate to 2 people. The Adzika, what should government do? And the Tosuminu, ekuafo, These two category of people.
Okay, so for 𝗟𝗑𝗩𝗘, I think I was listening to the program and the other man on the program was talking about the food chain. So our farmers should not only be interested in food production. There's a whole value chain that is available. Sometimes the food has to be processed because not everybody would want to buy raw cassava. But if I get that same cassava in another form like curry, maybe I would purchase. If I get it in the form of pondo, I would buy. Then also, we need to also engage in other income generating activities. Because farming alone would not be able to sustain, especially the needs of people in our country. The economic situation, we all say that it's not too good. So farming alone will not help us. We need to engage in off-farm activities in order to supplement our income so that we will now have the ability to buy the food and then to also prepare it for our household. For the government, I'll say that we need to strengthen our planting for food and jobs policy. I fear that if there may be a change of government, then a new government may also introduce another policy, which brings some inconsistency in the kind of thing we want to do as a country. So the planting for food and jobs is good. Let's continue and then make a lot of emphasis, not only on the availability of food, but to create access, utilization, and stability among the populace.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for you've always giving us both an academic insight and also what the normal farmer will be able to understand and pick up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Also for Enoch Ejokum Anna Yenene Kasa. Why your pabene or your kunini eba agriculture and sense and say ye can was someone. I would inti my power chra de e work UST. A year department that your friend agric extension only any D and come out. Watch the 𝗟𝗑𝗩𝗘 and now face so the government so. My brother, planting for food and job sometimes appears a slogan and it only ended up on the airwaves, television, radio, and all that. It didn't really hit the ground.
Yeah, this. So what Osofo was speaking, I was saying in my head. I'm sure policymakers will tell you that the situation is not dire as we think, because definitely they are also doing something. It's not that a Greek ministry is sitting there and not doing anything. I think when they are measuring, they look at the severity, severe, how severe or moderate it is. I don't know what that status as a state or country. I am not sure whether the planting for food policy is still in place, because mind you, it was 𝗟𝗩𝗘𝗘 who was championing the agenda, and he was on the ground with the farmers, and he said because of that the farmers loved him, so they said he should come and vie for presidential slot on the ground. And he went and they brought food to places around offices to come and buy your plantain, buy your. I wouldn't say it was zero.
Usually you see that during the Easter and then the Christmas season.
Let's hope it comes, then we know it is. But I wouldn't say it had zero effect, because those who benefited directly, food for planting for many jobs. But you ask yourself, what about the larger populace? The population, how many people benefited from it? So once it's a policy that was implemented, I can confidently say that it helped some people. It benefited. The overall expectation, I wouldn't be able to measure unless we zero in on that particular policy. And I ask the people, the farmers, because those who...
but you see, he mentioned that the whole bunch of plantain was about 7 cedis.
Yes.
But you go to any of the market centers today, and even around that same period he mentioned, and it wasn't that same amount. So where was the plantain for food? Where were the food going into? Which part of the market centers was it going
Politicians
to?
Always will have their gimmicks. But now let's move on to the prophet who has extended generosity to our father and friend 𝗟𝗑𝗩𝗘. Also for you are a ministerial student, you are in school. Very soon, the Methodist Church will allow you to become Osofo. Yes, it appears that the plight of the Osofo is a serious one, especially if you are not in a system where you are supported. At least for us in the Methodist Church, in him saying, and they say payday. The head office will release some cash and all of that. Gone were the days when societies and circuits paid their ministers, and so we heard they say sometimes months na society be creating also for. But now say no, the situation is not like that. And the good thing about our salary payment system, they say we don't even pay based on your degree. It is year of entry. So also you could be a professor and I could be a first degree holder. We entered the same year. We are paid the same. The Methodist Church does not discriminate based on qualification. It is year of entry. Now I'm asking this for you to give your side of the story to what 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗘 has gone through. After a very long time, we're not hearing of him. Now he's on the street selling
things. It's unfortunate. So it comes back to the fact I don't know you or the can say the Osofo who takes care of him. Who takes care of him. Fortunately for us as a church, our governance structure is such that I know some Osofos still complain. Okay, but still there is
solid system.
Solid system. And other churches are emulating.
Oh yes. The last time in a meeting he was mentioned, I don't want to mention the name, but the executive mentioned that, hey, the thing that we say is some people have come to
learn and then get from that. Somebody will say that even though the system will take care of you, you have your personal decisions to regarding your welfare to make. Because also for 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗘. He has been off the scene. I enjoyed his lyrics and his music, and the reports as we have them says that his marriage went off.
Yes,
he couldn't take care of this, and so at a point in time,
producer, you may want to release one of his songs, maybe shortly, so that people can just bring into memory what it is. All right, please.
Yes. So when he had been in the wilderness, things were happening. He couldn't put body and soul together. Must it get there? You ask yourself, how is our family system?
All right, so on the screen, this is the church of Bernard 𝗟𝗡𝗙, and on that fateful day, your friend, your papa, and said the Adzika and to Jano 𝗟𝗡𝗙. Oh yeah, come. So that is what we are seeing in your shots right now. Also for us.
Yeah, so it's good that somebody came to his rescue. I'll say somebody came to fulfill scripture, because I love what Galatians 6:10 says. I said we should be good to, especially those of the household of faith. He's one of us. He had a ministry. Something went wrong. That his children and cry, he couldn't take care of them. I was asking myself, I'm sure the situation could have been remedied way back until somebody spotted him. And that
you see, sometimes people have their pride. They don't want to go begging. And so he knows he has some music. He can stand by the road and sell them.
That's what I see. But that is community. You need community. You can't be on your own. You need community. Imagine Prophet hasn't met him and Prophet didn't have the resources. What could have been the outcome? Then we'll hear the believers will say, well, that's where were the Christians when one of them was in this situation. Of course, decisions might have brought him there. But how do we bring him back?
Also, let's also look at the issue of planning. You mentioned it briefly. I was saying that he came up in the mid-90s, and this is when we had finished St. Peter's into the university, and his music was really in fact, if you chose 5 musicians on the Christian spectrum, he was one of them. The money he had, we won't say he didn't get money, he also didn't plan, he didn't save, and things happen, accidents come. So I'm asking, is it that he didn't plan?
The thing he's been playing, that accordion, you know, and when he's singing, some of the songs are backed by the Holy Spirit. You could feel the impact of that. He was one of them. He fell into that category. He planned. But the tides of life can blow from any angle. Your ability to stand. Who are you standing on, or when it happens like that? And I always say that family and community is everything.
Surprisingly, 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗘, who is actually the father of this accordion thing, also went through the same style.
Is it that we are not learning? Is it that we are not, like you mentioned, the word is planning? Is it that we are not planning? What I don't like is nishebre. Is it destiny? No, it cannot be.
Yeah, he also died with almost a pauper begging, and it's not a good one. It's obviously
and like
not
you
a
mentioned, when we are going through something, like I don't want to say that. I don't want to say okay, maybe pride was why he didn't come out for people to reach out to him, but you can't bear it alone.
Okay, so I don't think that this is pride, because from the other angle, we are talking about the Christian friends and others who are in the Christendom. I mean, the musicians and all that. But if you can remember, quite recently, Funny Face has also come out with the same situation. So it looks like each sector has its own group of persons who are facing some problems.
Maybe they are not able
and
to
then you come out, you come out, and then someone would come and make a statement about you, and so people will decide not to come out.
All right, Miss Na, so let's go to the screens. Ye papa edi ninyumba kuni. Let's go.
Fine man.
We have your fine man.
I love this music. I was shocked when I heard it.
All right. So that is one of the beautiful rendition, very melodious. Yeti henyina na yedi hu nkomo. Ebra release anwumwe. Obia etinwumwe ana aye ne de. Na emu mehwe natade a wahye pa na me de compare samre ya. Utumu say hey, emireko. Well, let's we don't know. Na sata no e guy.
Oh, yeah, guy.
Oh, maybe I see it in Abedu.
Yeah, no, yeah, guy.
All right. Yeah, so you are making some comments.
Yes, so for what I am saying that we need to commend the prophet who has come to his aid. We need to commend him, giving the children scholarship to university graduation, getting him a car, and then putting him on a monthly allowance. Yes,
that is a good one.
It is a good one.
Thank you very much. In fact, we are using this medium to appeal to all those who know him and can go to his rescue. And so please, if you know him, I mean, please, let's all extend a hand of help. But Yanko ECOWAS, sometimes people think that the executives themselves are compromised. Indeed, if you are compromised, who dare you go to talk about a certain Niger where there is a coup d'etat? You yourself, you came to power through coup d'etat, my brother, Niger and ECOWAS.
You see, so growing up, I don't know, but history will tell you that it got to a point where coup d'etat was the dominant language of governance. Everybody then gets it. Niger and Niger's problem with the regional body ECOWAS no Jake. Some people's how they even got into power is questionable. I mean,
how can you come and govern us?
You come and tell us this and that. But the sanctions, I think what we should be asking ourselves, are they right? Are they proper? Are they right for them to be sanctioned? In international law, sanctions are just one of the measures of ensuring stability or settling disputes. One of them, it could be economic, it could be military, it could be diplomatic. In this case, was ECOWAS trying to kill a fly with a sledgehammer? And what was the implication? Usually about the impact on the people.
Also close on a border for a very long time.
But how do you make a decision as a body and then you go back to rescinding the decision?
I would rather applaud ECOWAS because we could see when you mention they want to leave. We need them.
Yes, Burkina Faso has.
Yeah. And look at Burkina Faso. When Niger closed their border, when borders were closed, we couldn't get onion. In Ghana here, onion skyrocket. We are feeling the pinch. Yeah. If they go, where are they going? Are they going to Europe or Asia? Do they belong there?
No.
They are our very own.
Okay.
So we should have I think it was the best day to reach out to them. What are their issues? Can we find a way to get the regime change and the behavior change we want? I think, and I'm praying that these brothers, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, will see reason and come back.
Roll back. But let's open the phone lines now.
Yeah, 0256253461. 0256253461. Yeah, also for Edward Vincent, the fact that Prophet 𝗟𝗍𝗘 has given him a monthly allowance, he's given him a car, and places his children on a scholarship scheme until they exit the university. Kosita Mombe University, you bet your fees, Quarcoo. Also, and Obi won't change. Now, who's any pane brea, you can also extend a helping hand. Yeah. We are all people of God, children of God. We all have to give. Give or give. There is no blessing in receiving. Give out, give out. And also, and we are also talking about the ECOWAS issue, the fact that ECOWAS has made a U-turn. Say Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they should come back and join the region. And also your kind. So also bet me a friend now do at thank you. So we can go ahead.
All right. So I'm saying that anytime sanctions are meted out, sanctions say, but it is for two things. Either change in behavior of whoever is doing that in the region, or change in regime. And there's our case, both.
Are they willing to change?
You know, it's not the first time. The other time you mentioned my grand uncle was General Ankara.
Okay.
So during the Nigeria Biafra war, I knew how he was neck deep. I wasn't born then, but I came to read and realized how he was bringing the military people junta to 𝗵𝘆𝗲𝗍𝗘 lodge. It was all in an attempt to get the dispute settled, to get them. We want more people, if they create new countries or this, and to join ECOWAS. It gives us the might, it gives us the strength in our trade, in our diplomacy, in our cultural relations. So even if one country leaves ECOWAS, it's not good for us. It's a big deal. Yes, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So please, the three countries, come back. We are waiting for you. We want you to join us.
Unfortunately, we don't speak French. We're not speaking French.
Well, but do you know...
Do you know that Sorry, guests there? They are able to read the English. They understand. Yes.
Maybe we must work on getting a French segment for them,
so that we
maybe try to
or
attempt
a presenter
who
can speak French, so that whatever that we say will be translated, just as you translate in account for us. The person also translate and so that our friends.
Well, I told you the ever community within the Methodist Church called me. You have to promote.
But someone said, "No, unka ever crowd."
One can. When we are coming to sign off, I will. I'll greet my people. For the phone lines are open. Said the die dim komono monfre na monfa manuntum. Na Sansi number no so be 2 times you might
0256253461 0256253461 me pa cho betimi afre o frɛ a ma volume na wo TV ne ho no embra form, and then you speak to us through your phone. Don't be listening to yourself while speaking to us.
All right, interesting. Yes, if indeed I am say ECOWAS, I don't want to mention the name of the current president. But let's assume that I came to power through coup d'etat. Now I have returned to constitutional rule. I've been voted to power. And Niger is in this crisis. Burkina Faso is in this crisis. What legal right, what legitimate moral right do I have to even place a sanction on any.
Is it a problem? A problem?
So for me, but your fireman afraid. Hello, good morning, fireman.
Morning, Anita. We have a cordial.
I don't know.
The double say, and apart with me, told Ojano, and they are called Boko. Now, radio station, media houses, they are there to educate, to inform, to entertain. But rather, unprofessional fire and power on better to do. Meanwhile, so no Bokono as we really want them, sir. I won't pressure what is your money. But with the Yamias say, I shout to radio station, down. And there are more radio stations. I will shout to the Sudan. Many TV stations. Mr. Akko Ernest, so or your prophet, Papa, why are they? Of Methodist move. Ernest from Methodist. Now, I know this mark to see what you know. Namishan. When I was said Christopher, yet the boy, your member, yet the man enough for yet the more money be. Namishan. Misha Fakwena was so abomiki abasu papa. Yami instant will be what we are. Mano happy anniversary. Ujanu and
why now, man? Happy anniversary,
no. What else?
Why now, man? Happy anniversary, no.
Oh, Miss G, or the doctor, Miss G from another media.
Oh, Miss G, Miss G,
okay,
Miss G, on TV, Oh, okay, you. So, sorry, national India, me sure say.
Me, oh, say me share mammy na me share me want me to say no, so na can ninja, me so can ninja, but say baby I do no.
Say we be all right, now my question I mean be say about the compromise and they say do you have the
exactly. So you see, what we should be looking at is that the one speaking to you, the one in the chair now, he's not there in his personal capacity and not there in his capacity as, let's say, Tinubu is now there. We didn't want to mention it. It's not the country he's coming from. It is a bloc. It's a region that is coming together to take and make those decisions. Now, the current status is that a constitutional regime. If it was not constitutional regime, we couldn't have even gotten to ECOWAS. They wouldn't even have rotated for you to gain the leadership. Let's look at Obasanjo. Obasanjo started as a military guy.
That is what I was saying.
He's now being used as an envoy. Yes. He's going to places. And you know, people preferred, once upon a time, they preferred Chairman Rawlings.
Exactly the
Jerry
point.
to come because they said that they identify with him. He has done coup before.
You can talk about Ouattara.
All of them, you know, they identify with this thing. So they wouldn't, what is happening now? Also for Kewokwe, their issue has to do with more of their colonial leaning towards Francophone or France. French nene. So their destiny is that you are more or less colonizing us now. What's more in another place. And we fall to within the ECOWAS terrain. ECOWAS, what are you doing? You know, Nigerians say, boys, they are saying that they don't want to belong to ECOWAS because ECOWAS is not helping them to gain their distance from France. So their language is different. Ordinary people here with us. So they want to know what ECOWAS is doing to help them. So when we were this, then they cite other people. What did you do? What did you do? So it is time for, and I think it's a laudable thing. There is no problem with going back to pick what you couldn't and then bringing them on the table. What is it? How can we help? They shouldn't think about
evangelist, Chairman. Yamoachi Moakwaba.
Yamo Papa.
It's you. Yamini Pakasao.
Yo, Papa, Yamisam. Yanua, and watching na presiding. I'm a home can say, Ubi, and what's in my Yamuano. The Queen Yamisa presiding. Make us say, Sala Papa, free. I'm going to be moved. I was 2021. We go school 2021, 2022, 23. And Chemigara China from quotation master. Meaning, sir, such what we about Accra. I'm a Methodist Asafo. Who can some 41 or socially a Chinamu. The Radical China Daboni, Radical Chalaso, Roman was Sram Assassin Naso, and naming you say. ɛbɛyɛ mɛtɛrɛ si asafo ayɛ nhyira wɔn nhyira tiefo wɔn nhyira presiding ɛna nipa de fo amen.
Amen. Where the say watching ayeye ni bi akọ presiding so bi a o kan say 𝗟𝗏𝗘 no your Methodist ni tino adoye we dey nya presiding na ba wo na wo ka say wo so edro presiding ye wadoye bi yes in the Methodist church ye adoye bebre most of our young people are on Methodist scholars bebre and ye tie but the ye ka ho asem wi die 𝗟𝗏𝗘 asemi de enye presiding na yes adoye no Bernard 𝗟𝗏𝗘 ana ya te so no kra na oye Methodist ni so that is how we are going. All right, yes, you are on the floor.
Yeah, so I was saying that it's more or less or they coming back and then let's understand their language. What is it that they want ECOWAS to do to help them rather than picking the law and saying that, hey, you came in through coup d'etat and you do this thing, back, we don't want to.
Don't you think that ECOWAS should also come back and rephrase whatever that it wants to do for these countries that are together in one region?
I'm sure ECOWAS is willing to do that, and even with this gesture, they are starting to look at their issue as it is and then help them, because we can't just say that, sit aloof and say, okay, Omunko, Ameya, we do not care. So I'm sure there are various committees and commissions that deal with all these things. For ECOWAS to even make a U-turn and say we are lifting the sanction, to me it's very positive. It tells that we are willing to make sure that whatever the situation is, we can remedy. Mind you, these military people, they also want to hold on, and it is what they call the ills and injustices of society they seek to correct. So they are not just coming to, they think that the politicians are not doing something right. They also have their position and they also have their, so we need to judge up and then get it done.
Wow. Whilst we talk about government policy, ECOWAS, all this, we are well aware that Honorable 𝗟𝗏𝗘 has been moved to an advisory role. It is something that people are saying it is a promotion. Others also think it is a demotion based on the heat within and without. What's your take on this?
Yes, contrary to popular saying, he is one of the people I admire.
Okay.
I've even written an article about him when they wanted to censor him in Parliament. When I looked at his demeanor and his position in the wake of the heat.
He's always cool.
He's a cool guy. I mean, nothing moves him. Has he done well? Depending on where you stand, you see, I for one, I think that what we did to survive COVID up till now, to me, I don't understand how Ghana survived COVID. There could be policies, there could be introductions.
Hello, Francis. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Na.
What to say?
Nyamiadum na monse.
Nyamiadum. Ene ubani nkasa you.
Oda had breast of a kasa.
Wamani kuku.
All right. Well, I think a great man once said, Ghana independence is meaningless until we are able to manage our own affairs. And that is really not happening. And so I think that is why some of these countries have risen to that level. I want to see Africa rise to that level, all Africa. Arise, Africa youth, for your continent. The continent demands your devotion.
All right. I think that the devotion for the eclectic national interest is dead. That's number one. And when it goes to continental there, then everybody is trying to look inward. So for us as a nation, what are we doing to help ourselves first? We're talking about this Singleton thing, and people are happy the lady just didn't make it.
If she had made it, we would have been
happy
on the map.
Yes,
Everyone
how are you surprised? You think everybody supported her?
And then when finally also did the cookathon, and then she said that people didn't come, especially the musicians, and also it generated some heat, some comments.
If you ask me, this the Guinness Book, they should ban Ghana.
Oh, be quiet speech at all.
They should ban
Be quiet
Ghana.
speech at all.
Because everybody, we are just doing it, and we don't meet the standards.
Yes, but this Singaton thing had a bite on BBC.
Yes.
It was reported.
Yes.
You get it.
Yes.
Either two, we wouldn't have had it.
Yes, but I had a problem. I belong to the group that thought that we were celebrating her too early. I belong to the group.
Okay.
The results hasn't come. Yes, she has done what we have not experienced in the country before.
I think that started from way back when a Nigerian chef did hers, and it looked like Ghana was like in a standstill. We didn't know what to do, and then boom, someone decides that I want to do Singathon, and then everybody was like, okay, then this is it. Ghana, yet me. And then someone did cookathon, and then the Ghana Jollof and Nigeria Jollof thing came in.
Yes.
So you see, it gives people a reason to smile.
Yeah,
aside
it came
every other thing.
It came during Christmas. Those who came after Efua, are people throwing in there? Are people going to
I thought those people were faking.
They're real. If they had their own way.
The cookathon?
No, not the cookathon. There were others that were repeatedly bringing some
someone did the standathon.
Yeah,
the person didn't even clock 24 hours.
That's what I'm saying. That were they real?
You know?
Oh, yes.
Original.
Yes.
Bath. For how many days?
that is why we are thinking that we should tone down. Now let's think about bread and butter issue. Yeah, she was hers looked like well organized and put in place.
Well planned.
There was management, and you could see so that was our surest bet that it will meet the standard when the results.
I think we are also suffering from the issue that when somebody begins something and we see the person gets premium attention, then everybody
decides to do it.
People are asking whether she got some deals and gigs out of this program.
I pray that they don't cancel those deals, especially the National Tourism Authority. They shouldn't cancel the fact that she's an ambassador.
But if a marketer and your brand will not continue, your brand didn't meet and people are even accusing her of dishonesty. Now she knew that she had been disqualified. She didn't tell Daniel early. So one way or the other,
whether or not she has been disqualified, she wanted to make a name for herself, and the name has become a household name.
Yes.
But you to health insurance.
Me.
She
Meanwhile, you work with the health director.
Because for but I renew it annually. It's always in my pocket. It used to go that.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
She got a lady in Samuel Hospital.
All right. Clear.
They don't print it on the card.
No, exactly.
Then you can renew
it right away.
Right away here.
Okay.
Initially, when you renew it, it's a period you cannot use it. But now all is gone. When you renew it, you can. I am sure you can.
All right.
You can
so
use it right
on this accord, now ask your question related to the health insurance card.
So, have you used the NHIS card before? Do you have one? How does it work for you? When you call us, when it's time for us to discuss this, when you call us, you tell us about it. The dates now, we are one renew. And the reason why you decided not to renew, others have also indicated that if you are on SNIT, the price of the renewal is slashed. So you pay about 8 cedis or something. So also what's need to now be renewed, you tell us about it. Also we'll sit down and have those discussions. So you can also call in and give us your comments on that. Health insurance, whether or not you have it.
I'm not coming to renew you. All right.
Also we're not coming to renew.
We want to thank our brother Gabriel Ni Utu Ankra. Very soon he will have Reverend to his name. Ni, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
coming to grace this morning's occasion. All right, so we are coming back, and when we come back, we are going to Apomuden, and Miss Now will come with insurance. See you soon.
Eye mi fie Christian fie. Mema mi kun aye Christiani. Na me mofra aye Christian fo. Mema mi fie aye Christian fie. Ban papam eye dwumadi a ekoso ewo WTV so. Kasa afa ekwan a ye tete ye mofra. Ekwan a ye befa so ama ya ware ayefe ne ya ware edimu. Efie entete anase efie siesie ene efie nkomodie mu nso yenya ento nchen. Into me to sa frɛ se hwɛ WTV na nneɛma pa bebree ewo WTV so enwumpa enkomodie papa nneɛma pa ebeboa me ne omienu ene yemfie kɔso ara na hwɛ WTV.
Yɛn nkyerɛkyerɛ dwumadie soronko a Methodist yɛahyehyɛ ɛde ɛbrɛ mu. Yɛn nkyerɛkyerɛ so no yɛbɛsua adeɛ afa de anim ɛfa Nyankopɔn ho. Yesu Kristo honhom kronkron ɛne sɛnea yɛtu yɛ gyidie mu anamo. Ɛbɛpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛ yɛ gyidie no fapem. Yɛn nkyerɛkyerɛ yɛbɛbisa, yɛbɛsua na yɛbɛhu. Ka yɛn ho na yɛnsua adeɛ ɛwɔ yɛn nkyerɛkyerɛ so. Yɛn nkyerɛkyerɛ yɛma gyidie no mu ada hɔ pefee.
Nyansa 𝗟𝗜𝗍𝗲 𝗟𝗜�10 Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them. Matthew chapter 19 verse 14. Oh yes, let the little children join hands with WTV every Sunday for a special children's service with the Methodist Church Ghana at 10 a.m. with a repeat at 2 p.m. on WTV and Facebook. Nyansa 𝗟𝗍𝗲 𝗟𝗜�10 Wesleyan Television, reaching out to the world.
Therefore, adia chembio ye call ye na so ye koda ye rade adomunti ye nyina ya sorry emofra ko musuku edwumayfo so ko omunyuma so se wo son da yo se wan son da yo ye ka kire sorry na shere sorry na shere dwumadie ya no pabosu dwumadie bi a ye de bre yen se de be ya ye betimi enyini ewo hunhu na yenyi wo hunamu ne mpo yetimi yenyini ewo adwene mu se de be ya yenyina betimi akyekere man na ya kyekere asafo na afie kra yetimi akyekere busua
yɛbɛhwɛ nsɛm a ɛrekɔso wɔ ɔman Ghana mu ɛne wiase afa na nyina
yɛbɛfa nsɛm yi afi kowa nkrataa mu ɛne abɛɛfo internet so
anapɛ bia yɛde nsɛm a ɛma anidasoɔ ɛne nsakyerɛeɛ ɛbɛbrɛ yɛde onyankopɔn asɛm bɛbrɛ na yɛahwɛ so ɛde abɔ yɛn bra afei ka yɛn ho anapɛ bia na yɛmfa anigye nsɛm ɛmbrɛ
ɛno nti afei ka yɛn ho
Anita Quarcoo
any Reverend Adzika Vincent Agdomenu ewo Wesleyan TV so afi obetimi ahwe on WTV Ghana ewo Facebook so na afi Wesleyan TV Ghana ewo YouTube so sorry na sharing
wake up to a purposeful day
Jumadie aboafo bi te se
All Insurance multi-credit savings and loans
ana Methodist University Ghana ana aso yasen
Hello, it's Money Making Monday, and you're still watching Sorry Nashing. It's time for the health segment. My name is 𝗟𝗜�10 Yamashefo nyina akwaba eba apomuden emre. So apomuden is brought to you by 𝗡𝗚𝗚 Institute. 𝗡𝗚𝗚 Institute ohwehwe which you kwanya wo kumase kochi. Today on apomuden yebetwetwe enkomo afa physical activities ho. Adwoa bansen aye krado. Yenko na ye ne nkotwetwe enkomo.
Activity is any movement that we make with parts of our bodies or the whole of our bodies. A classic example is walking. In fact, any movement that you make, whether you are bathing, combing your hair, whether you're writing, it is all physical activity. And see, in the pandemic, we are offering a physical activity. Me find the kande ahokeka. Na ahokeka ze, ema zine kono chede erike kanho. Into there, remove o baby parts of body another body ni nara unipedwani nara ni na come off a physical activity no. Now physical activity, why is it important? What are its benefits? And do we stand to lose anything if we don't perform enough physical activity? So simply yes, physical activity is beneficial for us. We must all move because our bodies are made to move. We are not made for sedentary living. Now, sedentariness or sedentary behavior, that is a kind of lifestyle where there's very little or no movement. For example, when the most times that you find a person engaged in any kind of activity, they are in sitting position or they are lying down, so no movement. So when you perform more physical activity and you reduce sedentariness, then you are on your way to having a more active life. There are diseases that come with not performing enough physical activity, and the bulk is in what we call non-communicable diseases. So an example of non-communicable diseases are diabetes, hypertension, cancers. Now, physical activity is so important that recently it's been found cancers also have a link with limited physical activity, in the sense that physical activity reduces the body's ability to process or imbibe or absorb what we call carcinogens. So carcinogens are things that would be increase your risk of getting cancers, or if you already have the tendency, make it more likely for you to have cancers. Research has found that for cancers such as breast cancer, colon cancer, uterine cancer, when they did observational studies, so they looked at people over a span of time, they found out that a lot of them who were more sedentary ended up developing cancers. So that wasn't a link that was very obvious some years back, but now there's more and more research developing to support this. Physical activity also reduces your chance of getting what we call obesity. Obesity, that is unhealthy weight gain. Now, obesity in itself puts you at risk of getting diseases like cancers and other non-communicable diseases. Inti ahonke kaya kanu ho asemi se obiki kanu ho pa oma wa pomzen kosor. The same way the one who can also wofoma yare what there esiche yare nkese brodo naze the obia onke kana ho oma the chance of the ebenya dam conditions no okosor ntini na na wa ma wa pomzen no so wa abafam. Physical activity is any
adwoa bansen and ayatene kano oni yen atwetwe enkomo afa physical activities ho ahokeka nyame ya adoma ochna jimre na hweyen on apomuden emre. Apomuden is brought to you by 𝗡𝗚𝗚 Institute. 𝗡𝗚𝗚 Institute ohwehwe won wechi kwan wo kumase Kochi. Midin 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘 𝗙𝗏. Miss Na is up next with Insurance Minutes.
𝗡𝗚𝗚 Institute. Ayaresabia Hotonia Sumdia Shahoma. Edia no wakwanchre. wakwankyerɛ ne adekodeɛ pɔten no a epia ma otokoso wa abrabomu nanso sensanom ne nubɔne fa basa betwa wa akwan mu a eyi wa adwene firi obotaye no so wo Piptest Institute no yebetumi aboa wo ne wabusuafo a muhia mo nyinaa ma wogye ayemodea yeyayaresa bia sebi yebeboa wo na wato nsa ne nubɔne fa ntentan mu ayaresa bia ibotaye ne se ebeboa adwuma mu nimdifo asuafo ni nipa ahodo nyinaa ama watu anamon a edikan a ede fa ahodie bebre won mpanimfo a yene won di dwuma no bi ne won a wo hwe adwene mu yare afutufo ni adokotafo ni anesefo a wode won ho afiri nsanom ne nubone fansem yatete saa nimdifo yi na wo nimdia ne nneoma pa ebo ayarefo no na de atwam nso ne se ayaresa nhyehyeye ni gina abefo nhyehyemu ni USA nhyehyeye a wode di dwuma no Piptest ayarehwe ne fie die nyinaa yepe yayaresa nhyehyeye no gu ahodo na ebi ne medical monitored detox program residential rehabilitation yesan tumi fa ye nananom akwa ahodo so sayare na ebi nso ne group therapy 12-step AAA programs recreational therapy ne nia ekeka ho ayarefo ne da akyehye ase bra ode ne nan besi biaye ho no a Piptest Institute ya belfo ayaresa bia ehwe won a wado suko won sane nubone famu na ani wiase afa na nhyehyeye nyina nso yepe adampa ahodo a ye wonu bi ne VIP rooms professional rooms standard rooms and air conditioned rooms laundry services ye free ahobambon sem so wo sro kama yesan obia ya osua de na eba no aduane sem de a uni hawkra ye na chukwan wo Kumasi kochi e wa santimantem Ghana sawo pentremu bia nso a mepa chow frayan wo 0245 849185 ana 0322 496188 USA Fonson frayan wo 404 735 7697 Abel Fontaine Tansu behunu yen wo www.𝗟𝗏𝗏𝒻𝗏𝒏𝒐𝒏.org. Piptest Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, home away from home.
Hello and welcome to Insurance Minutes on WTV, proudly brought to you by 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Insurance Company. And today on Insurance Minutes, we'll take a look at some highlights on some insurance policies from 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Company Limited. And 𝗟𝗏𝗏 has the home protection policy, the motor insurance, the contractors or risk, the home personal accident policy, the bonds, money insurance, among others. But today we'll take a look at the motor insurance policy, where you can text ACD on the WhatsApp number, or you can contact them on info@𝗟𝗏𝗏insurance.com. Get your insurance policy, you pay, and then you get a receipt delivered to you, and you can go ahead to use your car in town. Use your chassis number to get your car insured. Let's take a look at what ACD has for us.
Hi, I'm Essie Dunwell. You can call me ACD. I'm your virtual insurance underwriter who can get your motor insurance policy in just 10 minutes. All you have to do is send hi on WhatsApp number 050-168-7806, and it is done effortlessly. We're good to go. If it must be done, it must be done well.
Call 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Insurance on 0242949888, or you can contact them on their email using info@𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏insurance.com. Locate them just behind the Osu Presbyterian Church. We'll be back after this. Do stay.
Agro na sodeja Wesleyan TV, yɛdze Jesus Christ rokɔ wiase nyinara.
Yema ahwefo nyinaa kye na yema obibia akwaba ene anopɛyi emfamra WTV kasamfo nyini so emra so se na anopɛyi yetena se na mede agro segment dwumadie no ete ebremu o kasamfo nyini so eyafisem ene amonone nsem ahodo a mensaka no ene ne production team no ayeho adwuma ede amamia matena se